It's a laser challenge, Team Force 2000, and it's a laser gun game where you're supposed to shoot a receiver, I guess, with a laser gun. It's supposed to be partially broken. I think that one laser gun is working and the other isn't, and I think both the receivers are working. So today we're going to try to fix this whole thing. So let's pack it up on the blue mat, see what it does, what it doesn't, and see if we can try to fix it. So, this is what we have. Opening up the first package, and we have the laser guns. So here they are. They seem to look fine. If you press, nothing happens on this one, and neither this one. And also the battery compartment is here. So we can try to open up these and see what hides inside. But first, let me just check the other things. So we have the receivers as well. And I'm not really sure how they work. They have a knob here that's doing something. I can see a bit of liquid here. I thought these were buttons, but they're not. We have an on-off switch here. Okay, so that's how it works. Does this mean that this has a battery in it? Here's some kind of compartment for, I don't know what this could be. Some kind of cable for something. And does this make sound as well? It does. This compartment was a bit, it's like it's a bit stuck. This one looks better though, easier to, I don't know what this is. Okay, so it does something. I don't know what that's for, but let's see. Can I get it out? I don't think it will pop out. Okay, so let's check all the battery compartments for these ones. So let's start by opening up all the battery compartments, and these are Phillips screw heads, so that should be quite easy. Nice that we have batteries inside, but I hope they haven't leaked or something. So I think this should be out, and I'm terrible at this. Okay, we got a couple of batteries. You know what, I'm just gonna pop them out. Just because I want to see how the terminals look. But these seem to look fine, which is awesome. We like uncorroded battery terminals. So that's one of them out of the way. Let's check this one as well. This doesn't look as good. I don't know if you can see here, it's green. So that's a bad sign, and that makes me a bit worried about how the laser crystals look. Yeah, blue here as well. I mean, it still works, but I definitely need to open this up and fix the battery terminals. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but I've upgraded my setup. My boss has been complaining for a while now that, oh, you always have a shaky cam. So I bought a stand for the camera, but it's a bit hard to see exactly what I'm doing. But I mean, it's sufficient. I also bought an arm for my microphone. So hopefully it sounds like I'm just in your ear whispering to you softly. Sweet words. Okay, I'll stop being creepy. Let's check out what's going on here. And I hope there aren't any batteries because they didn't respond at all, but maybe you have to like push in a button. Wait. Here's something. You know what? Let me just try one thing. I'm gonna screw this back together. Enough, that should be enough. And will this turn something on? Oh wait. Something happened. Does the laser... Okay, this one doesn't laser, I think. But it does. Makes sense. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so it's not completely dead, but I don't think it's working correctly. So we'll see exactly what's going on here. And is it out now? And how do you get it out? Is it like a sliding thing? Okay, there we go. We have 2 batteries, and of course our friend corrosion. This looks really bad. I'll have to fix that, but at least we can take out the screw and get this whole terminal out. So that's a plus sign. At least the batteries are good. So let's check inside, and it doesn't look that bad. That looks good. So we've only had leakage here. Let's put that one to the side. And let's try out this one. So, does it make any sounds? Place your bets. No, and the switch feels a bit weird. But I don't think it's not as heavy as the other one. Maybe this one doesn't have battery. That should be it. I didn't want to get that out. Just gonna try to pop it back in. There we go. And no batteries. And a bit of corrosion there as well. I'll put the screw to the side. But I want to try it out just with batteries to see what happens. So which is positive and which is negative? Alright. So these should go in like this. Oop, that was stupid. Okay, I'm holding the battery compartment closed. And yeah, this is completely dead. So this one obviously has a problem, and that's the only pistol that didn't come with batteries. I mean, wait. Let's compare this terminal to the other one, because I think, yeah, it's not getting a connection, so I have to fix this terminal somehow. And we gotta put all these things in white vinegar. So yeah, the best thing to do, I think, is, can I get this out? I'm trying to get it out. Maybe it pops out. It doesn't seem like it. And I don't want to break this. So yeah, I think I'll have to open both of these up and get the terminals out. So we can just see how it looks inside and maybe get another clue. Maybe something else is wrong with it. We'll see. But let's open it up. And you know what? That's the only thing that annoys me with the iFixit toolkit. These screw heads aren't that long, so it doesn't reach here. So I'm gonna get my big boy screwdriver. It is I. This should work. It barely gets in there. It's almost too fat, but it does get in. And I keep bumping my my camera stand. I gotta learn to use it a bit better, but first video, you always get a pass on your first video. So we get these out, and there are no screws here, but there is one here. Let's see if this works now. It does. I mean, did they really need this many screws for this? Seriously? gonna take me like half an hour to get these open. Oh, this one is stuck. Here we go. This one. And of course, one here, why not? I wonder if the designer of this got paid for every screw they put in. I wonder how many screws are inside. Alright, so I think that's it. So now we should be able to, yep, open this up. And the great thing with this, I was gonna say that I can just put it to the side and all the screws will remain in place, but there is something. You know what? I'm just gonna do myself a favor. I'm gonna try to take all these screws out, but I don't think they're magnetic. No. Will they just fall out? Because I don't want to lose them. Okay. As you can see, did I drop a screw? Maybe not. We'll see. As you can see, there's this button here, and it has 2 screws. So I'm gonna just take them out and put them here. And we'll be free from that part of the case. So let's see, does this just come out? Is it glued? It is glued. That's really stupid. Wow. Okay. Well, glue be gone. It wasn't that hard anyway. And the only thing that's here is just a button. Seems to be clicking fine. I guess this will come off. And I heard a screw drop just now. Let's see, that's this one. And I'll try to keep everything organized, and it seems like all the screws are here except this one that fell out. So I'm gonna put that here. I'll put it to the side. And now the battery terminal popped out, and as we can see, we have this little roof here, and it's missing here. So we have to either find a battery terminal that looks like this, or we have to improvise and make our own battery terminal. We'll see what we'll do. And let's take a look inside, because this is interesting. We got some kind of thingamajig here. It seems to be the laser, I guess. Can't really see anything. Then you have 2 wires that go to here. Here's a speaker. Here's the button we just saw. And here's a LED. And here's the other button on this side. So that's the board for that button. The trigger works like so. It just clicks something that I can't really see. Okay, yeah. There's a button here. So it clicks into that. There are many wires here. I didn't expect that. We'll have to take these battery terminals out as well and desolder this. You know what? I think I'm just gonna take a picture, because if I don't, I guarantee you I will solder them incorrectly. Can't really see that well, but I guess if I go closer and angle it. Okay, you can see black to the left one and red to the right one. So I have a photo of that, great. Because I will need it. That's a bit funny, they just, instead of mold this battery compartment into, what is this? Oh yeah, that's for the screw for the battery terminal. Yeah, but instead of molding this whole battery compartment, they just like had a separate one that they screwed inside here. And everything else actually looks fine. Nothing is blown in these components. I can't really see any cracks or anything like that. So the first thing we're gonna do is fix those battery terminals, and I'm thinking I can open up the other gun as well, so that we'll be able to take all the battery terminals and put them in one glass. I think that's gonna be best. So I'm thinking I'm gonna speed through the other gun, and when we get to the receivers, which I also think needed a little bit of work, I'm gonna do one and then speed through the other one. So let's do that. I'm just gonna put this to the side. And let's go. Of course I bumped my stand. I'd like to say I appreciate you watching my videos. I put a lot of time into them, so I would really love if you could at least leave a like. It would be really cool if you could subscribe, and you'd be my hero if you'd also leave a comment. Thanks! As you heard, we were joined by my lovely parrot for a little song. Let's see, this one looks the same. I can't see any immediate problems. All the joints seem fine. But I do see, I think this has corroded away. And what I mean is the whole cable here. So that is something we might have to investigate further and maybe replace. Alright, but I'm putting this to the side and we'll get to know the receivers a bit better. Here we have the receiver, and I don't think this is going to be super hard. It might even be less screws. So that's nice. And here we have our corroded battery terminals. So these we're going to put here on this magnetic part. They might all be the same, but I like to keep things organized anyway. Not that my wife thinks I do, but that's another story. And now we should be able to get inside of this. So can I just gently pull this out? I think I can. I haven't. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take a prying pick. Just pry around, and it's a bit stuck. Okay, it's not stuck. I'm just. Alright. This is interesting. So what is this? Okay, so that's just for the screw here. But as we can see, we have this network connector thingamajig here. We have cords to the battery terminals. We have a bunch of stuff here, and one is for the on-off switch. And this seems to be like the laser receiver, maybe. Yeah, because it's there. And maybe adjusting this round thing that you can screw, maybe that makes it harder or easier for people to shoot you. And there's a dreaded blob chip here. As you can see, this blob here is a chip underneath. So if that's gone, we are toast. Let me see what else. We have this compartment, and that's for maybe lights, I assume. If you got hit and it like blinks, we'll have to test that out. And also, of course, for the speaker. I'm not gonna lie, that speaker wasn't too bad. So what I'm gonna do now is obviously take a picture just so I know where the red and black wires go. I'm gonna try to do that one-handed. And get everything into frame. And that should be good enough. All right, so that was interesting. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else wrong here, but it doesn't seem like it. Everything looks fine. Okay, so I'll put this to the side and we'll get to the other receiver. And now on to the last receiver. So what we're going to do now is we're going to desolder all the battery terminals for all the things. We're going to take out the battery terminals and we're going to put them in a nice bath of etyka, or how you say in Polish, ocet. And call me Joachim Jung because we're going to speed run through this. And if you don't know who Joachim Jung is, shame on you. Go check out his channel. I'm just trying not to melt the plastic as well or any other quartz. So that's one done. So I think I have to take this blob off as well. And that will give me the perfect excuse to finally use my new flux. Just like pop it in, maybe. We'll see. Can I get a bit of it onto here? I think it's coming out. Yeah. All right. So we are fluxed up. And let's see how this goes. That was dumb. Ooh. I think that's good enough, hopefully. Let's clean it off with some IPA. All right. I think this abomination will do. I think that's good enough. Let's also do this one. Great. And I think we need to fix the bottom right as well. So again, just a bit of flux to help the solder flow. That should be good. And I think I can still use this braid for now. And as you can see, I'm not great at using the braid, but I'm getting better. So is that enough? I think so. Can't forget the IPA clean. And now we should be able to get these out with much less effort. It's coming out much better now. Or is it? There we finally have one. That's that side out. That flew to the side. It's coming out. And it's out. All right. That's another one. And the corrosion here is probably holding it back a bit. And now we have this one to take care of. This is coming out a bit easier. Way easier. Here's the messed up one. There's a lot of corrosion here. And actually the red one is fine, so I'm thinking we're just gonna take the black wired one instead. There was a lot of solder coming off there. It's still not off. I know it's tragic. How much is it on here? So that's off now. Let's clean the area off. And I think I melted some plastic, but honestly that's fine. It's just a teeny tiny bit. Can't even notice it. I shouldn't have said anything because then you probably wouldn't have noticed it. But that's me, I'm just an honest guy. I see we have some cleaning up to do here as well. And that should just pop right out. Oop, that flew. And as you can see here as well, it's pretty blue. But now we're done with the receivers, so let's move on to the guns. And here it is. I'm just gonna move some things around. And here are the terminals we're gonna need to fix. And we have the red one here and the black one here, so I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the red first. And I really have to say, I have no idea how I could have used that liquid flux that I used before. It was terrible compared to this. I love this flux. It's so good. So let's get some more braid. And hopefully this will just come right off. And the red wire is off. Yes. Just gonna move it to the side a bit. And we're gonna tackle the black wire. That was as easy as pie. That's fantastic. Oh, I love flux so much. It just makes soldering so much easier. So let's see, what should I use to get this out? That wasn't that bad. It's a bit corroded, as we know. That's coming out way easier than the receivers. So we're gonna move on to the last one. And this one already jumped out, but I'm thinking we're gonna do exactly as we did before. Drop my syringe. Exactly as we're gonna do before. I'm gonna put some flux on the red and black probe. And we're gonna start with the red one. I think I'm gonna get this braid out, and I should probably buy some new braid, because at this rate this is gonna get used up pretty quick. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That is amazing. Did we get it off though? I don't think we did. No, we didn't. So it needs just a little bit more. And now it should be off. It is. Okay. Can we use this part? Let's see. And I don't want to accidentally melt something else. And that's the black off as well. And last but not least, I am thinking, what am I going to do with this terminal? Okay, you know what? We can maybe solder another piece of metal on here. We'll have to see how I do, but we can clean it anyway. It's not a big deal having it clean. There we go. Maybe I can get that screw in as well. And also this screw. Awesome. That was a lot of corrosion. So we have all the corroded battery terminals off. I'm gonna get some white vinegar and we're gonna put these things in a bath. Alright, now to the fun part. We're gonna use some white vinegar. We're gonna put it in a glass and we're gonna put all the corroded battery terminals inside of it. And I think it's gonna be pretty satisfying to watch how it bubbles. So we do have a big collection of terminals and a couple of screws. So we're gonna use quite a bit of white vinegar. I'm gonna put what remaining I have back here. And I think the best thing to do is just take them all at once and put them in and see how they sizzle away. I'm just collecting these. There's a lot of corrosion on here. I'm even gonna have to clean my mat. I'm glad I used a bunch of white vinegar. We're gonna put it in and enjoy the show. As you can see, the battery terminals look way better now. And I also looked through some other battery terminals I have. I have a whole box of these with different battery terminals. And I found this little piece. And what I did with this piece was that I pressed these two pieces together and kind of shaped it. So I'm thinking that I will cut a bit of it and then try to solder it in place. So I'm thinking that maybe I should cut this piece. If this works, which it does. And I will try to solder this in place so that we still can put a screw in this. So we're gonna see how that works. So, as I said, all the battery terminals, I have tested them for continuity. They seem to work fine. So I'm gonna put these to the side for now. And we're gonna focus on this. And hopefully it's not gonna be too terrible. So what I'm thinking is that this helping hand can hold the two pieces together, and hopefully I'll be able to solder it in place. So let's see if that goes well. I'm just a bit... I want to be cautious because I don't want to solder the helping hand into this thing as well, which I'm probably gonna do, but we'll see. That is soldered on, but is it stuck to the helping hand? Or is it even together? I mean, you know what? That's not too bad. So now that that side is in place, I'm hoping I can solder the other side and that it won't loosen up from the other side. So hopefully the other part won't get loose. Maybe I need a bit of help with this one as well. So now it can hold this in place like so. And can you stop shaking, please? And let's try to see what happens. You know what? It's maybe not the most prettiest thing, but I think it'll do the job. So I'm just gonna see if both parts are connected together and that there's a continuous pass between them. And it is. I think it's gonna work. So what I want to do now is to reassemble all the things, get all the battery terminals back where they should be, solder back the wires, and we'll see if stuff works. So this is gonna be interesting. And as per the images that I took earlier, red wire should go here and black wire should go here. So those should be connected now. Let's put it partially back together, put in some batteries and see if it makes sound. Moment of truth. Okay. Cool, so it does make sounds, which is great. We're gonna put it back together. And here the red wire is already attached, so all we have to do is fix the black one. Let's see if this one is gonna work. I'm thinking yes. What do you think? Oh yeah. Great. So now let's reassemble it. And now to the pistols. So we know this one should be here. If I can aim. Here we go. And this one should be here. And then this will be like that. Yeah, exactly. And these fit, and of course they do. But what I'm curious about is this one. How would this look? Because as we can see, it looks like it's gonna sit pretty well with the batteries. So I'm hopeful about this one. But of course, we're gonna take this one last. And we can also almost see how these terminals are supposed to be. The black one should be here and the red one should be here. So first I'm gonna put solder on both these points, and then I'm gonna attach the wires to it. So I think the easiest way to do this is to do the red one first. And that's attached. Now to take the black one. And that's attached as well. So that's on now. And that's on as well. It does click, as you can hear. And now I'm confident enough to put this back together, because that should have been all the parts. So we're gonna make sure that everything clicks into place well. We also want to make sure that this button here is correctly placed. All right. That should be it. So let's start this through. That's done. And we'll have to There's something not quite clicking on this side. This doesn't go down here. Okay, maybe that's because there's actually a screw missing. As you can see, there's still something wrong here. So I'm gonna try to figure that one out. It was just this compartment that wasn't sitting good enough. So now we need to bring it like together. This one's here as well, but it's here. Screw this in there as well, but here. And let's test it out, see if I've broken anything. these are supposed to go in like so. And now it's in. So that's arm, that's reset. And why doesn't this work? Okay, now it works. Alright, let's see if it works with any of the receivers. Here comes your favorite sound. Wait. Alright, so how does this work exactly? Should we try here? Okay. So if I point it away from me, okay, maybe not, but oh no. I have to reload, of course. So you kind of have to point it approximately to one of these. So that's kind of fun. So I'm pointing it quite a bit away to the left. And now I'm roughly, not exactly aiming at it. Okay, now I'm aiming at it. I have to reload. I love that sound. Oh. Okay. Jesus Christ. I think I killed this guy, which is good. So it's like a 5-point system. Alright, so I'm turning these off, and we know one of the zappers work. But let's try to make the other zapper work, the one with the custom battery terminals. That's what I'm most excited for. This one. Moment of truth. Will this work? Okay, that was an anticlimax because I forgot to turn it off, but let's pretend we didn't hear that. Oh gee, I wonder, have I fixed it? I sure hope I have. So let's try it for the first time. Oh, it works. And there's a bunch of glue here I don't want on the top. Can we reload? Okay, we can reload. Can we shoot? Okay, so it's supposed to go inside of here. So if we screw it in a bit more, what does it do? Is it harder or easier? And out. Okay, cool. Well, I'm super happy with that. All 4 things are fixed. Actually, just one of the zappers was actually broken, and that's because of the terminal. But it was nice to fix the corrosion on all the other parts, and also take a look inside of how it looked. So I'm super happy with this, and I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, peace, and yeah, have a wonderful day. Bye.